What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Best Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Russler. This week, I'm sitting down with Chris Caudle. He's a good buddy of mine. We met several years ago at the St. Charles Funny Bone. He's a comedian and works the door there. He now works at Helium. He's still a comedian, but he's just a fun dude. He's a good hang. We had a good time talking. We came into the studio after a show one night at like 2 o'clock in the morning and just talked for an hour and a half, and it was a good time. I know you guys will enjoy the episode, so check it out. Like donuts? Are you a big donut guy?
Every now and again.
Every now and again. What's the best type of donut? I can't do them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but every now and then my kids will wake up on a Saturday and be like, "Oh, let's get donuts."
Donuts.
Yeah.
The way you were gonna say, what's the best type of donut?
Yeah. What do you think is the best type of donut?
I like one with a little bit of chocolate on it.
Okay. Would you like chocolate filled or like the chocolate glaze on top?
The chocolate on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I would have to go. I mean, obviously, just plain glazed. The circular. That's the greatest donut of all time.
That's the OG for sure.
It is the OG. I mean, when people say donuts, that's what they're thinking about. You know what I mean? They're not thinking about the powdered donuts. People don't go to a Long John when you say donuts. You picture a donut.
I don't know. Long Johns are good.
They are good. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm a big fan of Long John. I am a Long John.
Especially when they go crazy and put like the strawberry and the caramel type of ice.
Yeah. The maple one?
Yeah,
the maple one is the best flavor.
Quick Trip?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, I love an apple fritter. I love a good apple fritter, but it's got to be done right. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, have you ever gotten an apple fritter? Apple fritters are so deceiving because you look at one that's like a little bit darker and like golden, and you're like, "Oh, that's a good one." No, that one's overcooked.
Okay.
You want to. It's one of the rare foods where the lighter the color, the better it is. Most foods, the darker they get, like a steak, like if it's got that good dark kind of like crust on it, it's gonna be a good steak.
I don't know. I don't eat beef. So.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well.
But when I did, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I was
and
like, okay.
I've worked in a kitchen before to where I know.
Exactly.
All right, that steak's done, or it's not done.
Yeah, you could tell. Like, if you have a really pale French fry, you're like, ugh, this isn't going to be good. But if it's got that good golden color to it,
yes,
that's a better fry, right?
Like my skin tone? No.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, apple fritters. But I don't know. What's better, a donut? Okay, which one's best? Donuts, bagels, muffins.
Donut, bagel, muffin.
Donut, bagel, breakfast.
Best breakfast ever.
Carb. What would you call best
said breast.
breakfast pastry?
You said breast breakfast.
I've said breast many times on this
like
podcast.
From Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
Where he said this has been the breakfast ever.
I gotta go to work.
Yes. You said
breakfast
bagels.
Pastry. Best breakfast pastry.
You said
between bagels, donut, and muffin.
Donut, bagel, muffin.
I feel like those are all in the same category, don't you?
Yes. Donuts definitely more sweeter, depending on the muffin, I guess.
Right.
There's like a chocolate muffin would obviously
chocolate chip muffin, or the coffee cakes with the cinnamon and sugar.
I meant like the
top.
double chocolate muffin.
Oh yeah.
Those are extremely would probably be the equivalent to sweetness of a donut.
Yeah.
The bagel though is very solid. You can do a lot with the bagel. You can use it as the bread for like a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
I've seen that done a lot of times.
I love a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
Mm-hmm. Minus the bacon for me, but yes.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
The egg and cheese.
Yeah. Egg and cheese, but no, those are good. With a little bit of hot sauce. I'm all about that.
A little dabble.
Yeah.
Or what do they call it? What do they call sour cream? A dollop.
A schmear.
A schmear.
A smear of sour cream,
A smidgen.
of cream cheese, or yeah, that's a good meal right there. That's a
That'll start your day off right.
yeah, yeah, probably better so than
Give you all the carbs you need.
yeah, better than a donut.
Than a Krispy Kreme.
But a donut, I mean, if you could only live with one though for the rest of your life, you had to wake up every day, and you only had one option: muffin, bagel, donut. Which one are you going for? What flavor?
It's a good question. I would probably have to go with the bagel again because you can do a lot more with it.
I think that's that is the most adult answer.
It's good. Like the other two are solid and good go-tos, but you would get so burnt out within a week and a half.
And every time I eat a donut, like 20 minutes later, I'm just like, ooh.
You're like, I only really wanted that for the taste.
Yeah.
That's like birthday cake flavored anything.
And now I have indigestion.
Yes.
Yeah. Birthday cake is a perfect example. I hate birthday cake. I hate it. I don't understand.
You don't want no whole fucking slice, but you definitely just want a smidge.
I don't even want that.
You don't want a bite or two?
Because I know how much I don't like it. And birthday cake's one of those things, like, it was one of the first things that I realized, like, oh, not everything that looks good is good. Because birthday cake is
okay.
You're like, you get excited when you see it, but then you take a couple bites and you're like, nah. And I learned that very quick, and so I was like, I can just get rid of this
for the birthday cake.
Yeah, I could just get rid of birthday cakes and I'd be perfectly fine.
I learned that with birthday cake flavored ice cream. Where, like, I think we got that when I was a kid, and I tried like a lot of it, and then after a while I was like, it's really just the first two bites.
Yeah.
It's just the idea of the sweet confetti and the, you know what I mean?
Two of my favorite things.
Well, I think they combine the confetti and the icing and the actual cake, all of that, the flavoring into the ice cream. Mm-hmm. And, like, again, it's just the first two bites of like, oh, yeah, I just had some birthday cake. Third bite, you're like, no fucking way. This is going to make my stomach super sick.
I hate cake. I think it is the lowest of all desserts.
The lowest?
The lowest.
The lowest form.
The lowest form of desserts.
It's the most basic.
It is. It is the most basic. Yeah. There's nothing. There's
Cake is the basic bitch of
cake,
desserts.
White cake with white icing. If that's what you like, then you're a serial killer. That's what my family likes. There's so many times
so you
where
have
they're
some
like,
serial killers in your family?
I think so. I think that's a fair. I bet you if we called the FBI and be like, hey, what do you guys look for in like a serial killer birthday party? I bet you 9 out of 10 serial killers go for white cake with white icing.
White cake, white icing.
Yeah.
And vanilla ice cream on the side.
Yo, yeah.
Just the triple white trifecta.
Yeah, that is 9 out of 10 serial killers.
Trifecta of whiteness.
Yeah, that's all they go for. Guaranteed. I don't see serial killers living like. I mean, that's for normal people.
You don't see them having like apple pie, cherry pie.
No.
On occasion, nothing of that extremity.
No, and they just all they do is you know the sound a record makes when it's done playing but it's still spinning. That's what they listen to.
And the lights shut off.
Yeah.
On that note,
I trained them. Every time someone makes a fizzy noise, the
record noise is.
Yeah.
And so if I go, they'll click back on.
No.
Damn, I tried.
It's because I covered up the motion sensor with with the tarps and the soundproofing.
Oh, okay.
So then I was like, okay, well, I need to get new lights.
That's fair.
Yep. Oh shit. Damn.
You spilled water on yourself?
A little bit. I always hate these.
Shit happens.
See, look, the little plastic. Whatever.
The little plastic whatevers.
Mm-hmm. They always come off. The little plastic ring. That's like the third one that's happened. It's happened to me like 3 times in the past, I don't know, like a week.
Of those waters?
Yeah. It's like, why are they all separating? That's stupid.
Good question. I see pizza on the screen.
Yeah. What you said you really like Queen?
I love Queen.
Really? Dude, what do you think their best song is?
God, why would you ask that question?
That's what I'm here to do, man. That's my mission in life,
Ask questions that are difficult.
Yeah.
The best song? Can I at least get a top 3?
I mean, if you have to. No. I like almost.
They have a hell of a discography.
I know they have. Yes, arguably
like,
one of the best. One of the best. Yeah.
I mean, not like, top 3 off top would be probably "Don't Stop Me Now" for sure.
Yeah.
That's just the duet, just the layers that song has. You know what I mean? The meaning of probably what it meant to Freddie, what it means to several other people that listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are probably polar, but it's still an amazing. It's a fucking anthem.
What are you? What about it makes you think that? Like, what about the way?
Don't Stop Me Now.
Yeah, because you said the way he wrote it and what he meant, and the way
probably what he. I honestly I didn't know the man, so I don't know exactly. What he meant.
But your like, interpretation. All of this is just opinion. It doesn't
right.
matter. Yeah.
Let's see. I think I heard from. I think it's their publicist or a good friend of Freddie's or somebody that worked with him. It said like when he heard that song, he knew that like, oh, we lost Freddie for sure. Like this is his anthem of like this is his stance of like, fuck it, for living. You know what I mean? Like his extremity, his extreme
yeah.
Freddie Mercury's extreme way of living. You know what I mean? Like that song was like, fuck it. Like in the midst of the AIDS, in the midst of all the other crazy shit going on in the 80s and the time, and things that he should have been concerned about, he heard like I think that was his like, fuck it, I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm
We're having a good time.
Yes, don't stop me now.
Yeah,
I'm fucking ready.
I never thought about it like that. Yeah,
you know?
And now it becomes now it's in the background of like commercials where it talks about like save money at Menards in the background or Home Depot or something. Yeah. But it's really about him, and he's like, hey, I've got AIDS, and I like cocaine. And
I very well couldn't. Maybe he didn't even have it at the time. I possibly could get AIDS. AIDS is a very, HIV and AIDS is a very popular, extremely deadly. It was the COVID of the 80s type shit.
Oh, worse.
You know
worse.
I mean? Well, for sure. But, the way they treated it, were like, I don't want my kids going to school with it. I don't want nobody being, you know what I mean?
Oh,
nobody. I don't want nobody changing in the magic room with Magic Johnson. Like, you know what I mean? It was super, super serious.
Do you remember when they would have, like Oprah would have someone on who had AIDS from, like, a small town, and they would be like, we don't want him swimming in the public pool because then we get AIDS. What if a mosquito bites him?
Yeah, and then bites us.
And now we have AIDS because you have AIDS? Like that. It's like that's not.
Well, ma'am, the mosquito would die before it reaches you. You can't get AIDS by saying it. Just calm down.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
I do love some of those old news clips. Have you seen the news clip of when they were going to outlaw public drinking or drinking and driving?
What do you mean?
There was before drinking and driving was a national law. Mm-hmm. They had like interviews, like street interviews, where people would like pull over on the side of the road. They'd be like, "What do you think of the new national way to impose on drinking and driving or whatever?" And the people are like, are you kidding me? You're saying I can't go work all day and then have like 2 or 3 beers while I drive home? That's insane. What am I going to do? When am I supposed to be drinking beer?
Why not?
Yeah. And there's a lady who like pulls up and she's got a kid in the back seat with like no car seat, no anything or whatever. And she's like, well, I don't understand why I can't have a couple of cocktails and then go to the store. It makes me more patient.
Go to the store.
Who are you to tell me when I've had too many? I know my own body like that. And there's just a bunch of people like.
I'm not disputing her fact, but like the first dude, I understand. You've been working all day. By all means, go have a couple beers and go home if you're responsible enough to do so. But.
She's like, what if
the second lady like, oh, what do you mean I can't fucking have a couple martinis and go down fucking Kroger's aisle? Like that's outrageous.
Yep. Yeah, it's just funny to watch them all, and then they're all like, they're like, oh, I thought this was America. Thought we were supposed to be free here, and we can't drink and drive.
Come on now.
Which show do you think is the best? Scared Straight, To Catch a Predator, Cops, or Cheaters? Do you remember those shows? Or did that miss you?
Vaguely. Scared Straight missed me.
Scared Straight I only knew about from school because you would watch it in school.
Scared Straight I knew of. Cops was probably my top one on these, except for a story I have for To Catch a Predator. Not that I was on it or anything. I'll clarify in a second. But like, Cheaters, that was with Joey such and such.
Yeah, he got stabbed.
I forget his last name. Yeah. He got shot in the movie Janky Promoters. Have you ever seen Janky Promoters?
No.
Oh my God, I highly recommend it. It's
Janky
amazing.
Promoters.
Janky Promoters. It's Ice Cube, Mike Epps, and they're two promoters in Modesto, California, and they book Jeezy for a show at like some fucking auditorium that's like 2 notches smaller than the Fox.
Yeah.
So mind you, like this is Jeezy. Like,
yeah.
At the fucking like a little bit like basically Pops. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they are obviously janky promoters, so it's just the way they go about business and try and handle shit. And like Talib Kweli said, it was almost like a documentary because he's been in the industry so long and he's dealt with so many janky promoters. He's like, fuck, this is exactly how these people act. So I highly recommend it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've dealt with plenty of janky promoters.
Yeah. We know that the ticket sales said this, but you know, what I mean, we actually only had this much.
Yeah,
so,
we know,
and it was this many comps. So you know, what I mean, we're gonna have to actually pay you this much. And is it all right if we get you next time? And like, yeah, it's all of that, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I know we agreed on I know we agreed on like $500, but you know, it's like it's been a little short, and you know, we didn't really sell as many tickets. So we're gonna, and it's like, okay, all right.
No, I'm gonna need that.
Yeah.
So of these, I would say Cops.
If you didn't, so you missed Scared Straight?
Slightly, yeah. It just never.
Do you know the premise of it?
The kids go to the prisons and the inmates like, you want to be in here like me?
Yeah.
Type shit.
They take kids that think they're badass and put them in a prison, and
so this is where your little ass is headed.
There's so many. There's one where the guy just is like, "Give me all your shoes," like that. And
your shoes.
The kids had to take off all their shoes, and they're like, "Why are you taking my shoes?" And then he would just chuck them. He would like take one and chuck them. You know,
single
like
shoe,
a single shoe, like a single shoe. So that way they'd lose. So the rest of the day they had like one shoe, and then there was
boom.
He would make like there was some of them that made the kids like hold on to their pocket and like follow them around, most of the time it ended with the kids like crying and screaming and like, I don't want to go to jail, I can't handle it here, like that.
Well, naturally,
and, of course, and then they would interview the prisoners afterwards and be like, so what are you in for? Like unpaid parking tickets, really,
it was all staged.
I got a DUI. I'm just
every
waiting for
last
my court on Monday. Yeah, every last one of them. It was never like, oh yeah, I actually murdered 7 people. You know, like it was like the most mild crimes. There was one kid who realized it was a TV show, and he's like, they can't actually hurt me. And there was this prison guard, and he was holding him up to this cell, and the door was cracked or whatever, and he was like, get in there, what's wrong? Thought you were tough, get in there. And he goes, I can't. And he goes, why? He goes, because you didn't open the door all the way. Like that. And it was just like, logical. Yeah. And he was like, get back in line. Child. Like, yeah, he threw the kid. Yeah, and I was
You're a sociopath. That kid is a serial killer.
That kid is a serial killer. That kid eats white cake with white cake.
Yes.
White ice.
Vanilla ice.
Yeah, 100%.
Vanilla ice cream.
I don't.
He had that before he came on this little field trip to the prison.
Oh yeah. He was like
with his lunch.
He waited for the ice cream to melt and then he mashed it all together. I bet.
In a spoon.
And he just stirred it all around. That's what
cake?
A serial killer does. They don't
like
want to
even. Float?
Yeah, they just want to mash it all together and just stir it, and then they just stare at like small animals while they do it.
Wow. That got hilariously dark.
Okay, all right. Well, at least it was hilarious.
Oh, I wanted to tell you about To Catch a Predator, dude. I got to meet.
Yeah.
I got to meet Chris Hansen at the Gathering one year.
Nice.
Yeah, he was giving a seminar.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it really was. I thought it was a joke at first. So like we rolled up and shit and was like, all right, let's go see Chris Hansen give this seminar. It was like To Catch a Predator seminar. So we get there, and I fire up, and like midway through the blunt, he's over here talking about like their conviction rate and like the most fucked up shit he's seen and this and that. About to do a Q&A, and I'm like, yo, this is actually some pretty informative, heavy shit. Like, you know what I mean?
I'd be so scared to just bump into Chris Hansen.
Well, I didn't just bump into him. Like I sat through a seminar, and then I approached him, and I did the Boondocks thing. I really did. The first thing I said to him was like, I went up to him and I
call him Chris Hansen.
I go from afar. I go, Chris Hansen, there he is, and he looks up. He goes, like just kind of rolls his eyes, like I've heard this before, but I was like, Chris Hansen, there he is.
You talked about the Boondocks. Oh my gosh, that was one of my all-time favorite shows in high school. Mm-hmm. I loved that show so much.
Yeah,
I think I watched every episode like 6 times.
I have all 4 seasons, I guess. The fourth one's but I have all 4 seasons. I absolutely love that show.
I love it so much. Game recognizes game, Grandpa, and you looking real
unfamiliar, Granddad. Stop snitching, Granddad. Just so random. Riley is so illogically hilarious.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's so funny.
It's so
funny.
Because I have had Riley moments and I've had Huey moments. More Huey moments than Riley growing up, but like I definitely have had my Riley phase, if that makes sense.
I love
you know what I mean, of his way of thinking as a young, misguided youth.
Yeah.
You know
Riley
what I mean?
was the best
them,
part of it.
as the roster say, the youth them.
But Huey, my favorite Huey moment is when he's at the party and he gets up there and he's like, Ronald Reagan was the devil.
The first episode, yes.
Yeah.
9/11 was an inside job and Jesus Christ was black.
And all the white people are like,
they go, I love this kid.
Yeah, like he's so
this kid's amazing.
He's so well spoken. He's like, didn't you hear what I said?
You hear what I said? And then Granddad smacks his ass like, what'd I tell you about telling the white folks the truth? Rest in peace to the late, great John Witherspoon.
Oh, the best.
I'm going to have a drink for him.
Best.
Would you like a beer, sir?
No, I'm good. I'm good with the coffee and the water. But yeah, you go ahead. Oh, yeah, you said, is that an IPA?
Yes, it is.
You said IPAs were your favorite?
They have to be.
Which one do you think is the best?
This one's all foamy.
I'm assuming not that one.
Not this specific can, no.
Yeah.
I would say the best IPA I've ever had. I mean, Space Dust is my go-to because it's just like sweet and pretty heavy in alcohol content.
I've never been an IPA guy.
Well, they're very hoppy.
Yeah.
And learning more about terpenes and like as far as like with weed and shit, and learning how terpenes affect certain other things and they activate differently with things, it makes sense as far as like why I like the taste of IPAs and like the taste of certain weeds, you know?
I don't know.
Well, hops apparently have terpenes in them. So do like mangoes and limes and all kinds of other shit.
That's crazy because I would limes and mangoes or whatever I see is more of like citrusy. You know what I mean? But like
they are, but they also have terpenes.
Hops is a kind of a bitter, like a
hops, marley, or malt, barley, not marley. I just combined malt and barley together.
Yeah.
For John Witherspoon, one more time. That's right. I can't forget.
I was already drinking coffee when you said that, so now it looks like I was cheersing with
even
coffee,
better.
Which seems a little disrespectful. So that was just bad timing.
Stand up. I'm chilling out. You know.
Yeah.
We're both paying our respect to the late great John Witherspoon. Yes, To Catch a Predator.
Man, there were some great Cops episodes.
I got to get a picture with the guy. He was pretty cool. Cops, I really love. I liked Live PD better because it got straight to the shit.
Yeah,
because cops always had the dude's backstory.
Yeah, they would always drive
Kansas
around
City police officer for ever since I saw a paramedic save my grandmother in Kmart one day. I always knew I wanted to be a police officer.
Too much backstory.
And you're like, that hasn't jack shit to do with what you're about to go pull this person over for. You know? Yeah. I don't care, with all due respect.
The only difference is that sometimes it would pay off, and to where they only broadcast the things that were like worthy of broadcasting, you know, like or stories that went somewhere. Mm-hmm. But live PD, sometimes they roll up on something and it's
absolutely
boring.
Nothing.
It's just boring. And then they're like, okay, well, now we're going to cut over to...
Other times they'll get straight to, all right, we're in hot pursuit of a motherfucker that's, you know what I mean, got somebody held hostage or a huge drug bust or some crazy shit. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is wild.
I do like the funny episodes though, where like when they pull over somebody and they're in the, I saw one where they pulled this guy over and they're like, excuse me, sir, what are you doing? He's like, just driving around with my friends. Mm-hmm. And you look in the back seat and they're all like beach balls with like faces painted on them. And like, they're all wearing wigs and just say he's got them buckled in. But the fact that he was like just driving around with my friends, and they're all like, they're all mannequins or whatever. And they were just like, yeah, okay.
Oh,
all right.
Your friends, huh?
Where are you headed? Where are you guys headed? I think the cop even said, well, where are y'all headed tonight or something like that. And he was like, I don't know, just out for cruising around.
You know where they're headed? They ran out of vanilla cake.
They ran out of vanilla
icing.
Yeah, with white cake. We're out of white cake.
They ran out of vanilla icing and was like, oh, we need to go re-up. That's what it was.
Yeah. Are you into football at all?
Oh, not too much. No.
I had some people in here earlier talking about football.
World War II facts.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Every guy has a World War II fact. Every guy has a random thing that they go to when somebody like brings up World War II. And it's like it doesn't even always, or it's just something that happened during that time period, you know, where they're like, well, I was just like, that's my theory is that every guy has a World War II fact.
Okay.
Standing there. Best scent combination. If you had to make a cologne for yourself, like Ode to Joy by Chris.
Ode to Joy.
Ode to J by Chris
name.
J.
By Chris J.
What would it smell like if you had two combination? If you were going to put two scents together?
I like lavender.
Okay. A little relaxing.
Very good smell, yeah.
Yeah.
Has good effects to it.
Yeah.
Not cedar. There's another thing I'm thinking of. I can't pronounce it right now.
Eucalyptus?
Eucalyptus, yes.
Eucalyptus.
That's the one.
Yep. The only reason I know that is because I always read it as Lipolutus or something like that.
Eleuceritis.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Eucalyptus
and
lavender. I like that.
Just a very solid, smooth, calm. You're just on zen
Perfect.
At that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You really put people like at ease.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you wanting that as like a cologne or do you want that as like a walk in the room fragrance? You know what I mean? Like, are you getting that in a Febreze pack or are you spritzing that on before you leave the house?
I don't know if I would spritz it on. I would probably use it as like a bar of soap.
Yeah, okay.
And then also I would also, as far as spritz, I would probably do like the Glade plugins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
exactly what I mean.
35 minutes, just kind of have a little.
If I was going to make my own
reminder.
I've always said that if I was going to make my own cologne, I would want to do like a sweet smell and a manly smell, like a warm brown sugar and like a burnt match, something like that. Because those two combined together, I think would smell
burnt match.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Like warm brown sugar.
Warm brown sugar.
Yeah,
I love the specification of warm because brown sugar, period, you could just open up a jar and be like, yeah, that's brown sugar.
But warm.
But melted and fucking milk mixed together.
Yep. See, it really adds it's a different smell profile. You know what I mean? So
it triggers different enzymes.
That adjective is crucial. People are like, "Oh, that's two things because you want cookies." It's not. I'm going for the
you want cookies.
Yeah. Well, you think about warm
go-to.
Yeah, warm brown sugar makes me think like, "Oh, you're probably making cookies." Because it is a very cookie smell. But that's why you combine it with the burnt match because then it's sweet with like a hint of danger.
You don't make cookies with a warm brown with a burnt match.
No, you know.
So you're good to go on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's going to throw you off a little bit. See, I'm big into I've spent a lot of time thinking about scents.
About scents?
Yeah. I mean, I do like, no, don't get me wrong, like a vanilla with a coconut, that's a good scent, you know?
Vanilla coconut. Period. I like the scent and the taste. It's just the texture for me.
Yeah.
Throws me off. Whenever you got the actual natural coconut flakes,
Yep.
that always fucks with me. But the scent and the flavor, because I have coconut oil at home that I cook with, so it's like,
yeah,
that's it, and you can use it on your skin and hair.
It's one of those like perfect things or whatever. Yeah, my wife has some. She has a big tub of like coconut oil, and it almost looks like fat. Kind of like it's all white, but when you heat it up, it just turns into
almost just immediately melts. Or whenever you like activate some of the heat of your hand, it just or your body heat, it just
She has to hide it because our cats love it.
Mm-hmm.
They eat it, and so she has to she can only open it up, get some out, and then close it, put the lid back on because they'll come they can smell it and they come running, and then they try to lick her fingers and stuff like that. It's a bigger problem than we actually thought
I might have to try and give it to I might have to try and give some to the cats at home.
It's pretty cool. Once they realize they like it, though, it can become a problem because they'll constantly try to get it.
Little fucker will jump up on the counter and try and this is where he hides it.
Yeah,
it'll be like their food. They'll scratch at the countertops. The cupboards.
Ooh, best meal for under $10.
Best meal for under $10.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Crazy Bowls and Wraps.
I don't think I've ever been there. I see them all the time, but
not
I've never
once.
No.
I usually get either the quinoa or the brown rice.
Really?
Those are my.
It's under $10?
No, it's a hair over, so I have to rethink. On certain nights it is because they have deals.
Okay.
And I have the app or whatever, so that helps with it. Make it under $10. But Smoothie King.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, because some of those smoothies.
Because when I was recovering from after getting shot, I had an appetite, but I couldn't really eat a lot.
Yeah.
So Smoothie King helped get all the nutrients that I needed and still fill me up.
That's such a better answer than what I was going to go with rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken is a great meal, and it's only $6.
And you still have money for a couple sides.
Yeah.
You can get those little packs of
I could get a pre-made salad.
Yeah.
I could get
some macaroni and cheese.
A bottle of hot sauce. You know, that's
again with the hot sauce. I feel you.
I'm a hot sauce guy. Are you a hot sauce guy?
No, not too much. If it's in something it's not my go-to. Consciously, we need hot sauce with our shit. But if somebody makes a sauce and they make something and they're try this, and I'm like, yo, that's good, and it has hot sauce in it, then that's probably more of my go-to. If that makes sense.
I like it. I'm not a. I don't know what would you go for with best flavor combination?
Flavor?
Yeah, two flavors combined.
I like jerk a lot.
Okay. Yeah, kind of like a Caribbean.
Jerk, yeah, Caribbean jerk, Caribbean and curry.
Have you ever been to Too Much Sauce, the wing place?
No.
They do open mics on Wednesdays, but they have a...
Is that the Wing at Wednesdays that you're always speaking of? Okay.
Yep.
I need to go out to those.
You need it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I really, really do.
It's really, really good. And they make their own sauces. They have a... What's it called? I forgot. STL Jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And it's really good. It's a brown sauce, but it's full of all kinds of different spices.
The spices of Caribbean
but
jerk.
it's not it's not like one of those things where you eat it and you're like, I can't.
You're sweating.
I can't breathe, but it's really good, really flavorful. Big fan. I like they have a sauce called the Lou sauce, which is a sweet and sour with lemon pepper.
Sweet and sour with lemon pepper.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's like a tangy Asian.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Kind of.
Wow.
Oh,
or zesty Asian rather.
Yeah, it's really good.
I guess the
it's
tang
really
would be in there,
good.
but damn.
Yeah,
This is all at the
Yeah.
at the wing spot.
They have like 15 different sauces, and they all make them all there. And shout out Too Much Sauce.
Shout out
on Del Mar.
Too much sauce.
Too much sauce.
Too much sauce. That sounds
Yeah,
like gathering status.
The best flavor combination. I love spicy and sweet together.
Spicy and sweet.
Yeah, the combination of sweet and spicy.
Because they complement each other.
Yeah, I think so.
Like on a pizza, I like pineapple and green pepper.
Whoa. I've never had pineapple and green pepper.
Those two, the freshness of each complement each other, and like the sweet slash.
I've had pepperoni and pineapple, or pineapple and jalapeno. I mean, I've done those together, but I've never done pepperoni green or pineapple green onion.
Green pepper.
Green pepper. Why am I keep doing that?
You want some onion?
Yeah,
some green onions.
No, I don't even like onions.
That's a good song, by the way. Green onion.
Green onion. I don't think I've ever heard it.
I'm sure you have. It's one of those songs that's like instrumental type and like music, but like it's in a lot of movies and commercials. It's like the best way I could attempt to describe it. Like, you know, it's hard to describe music like jazz music, but it's like doom 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 doom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you heard it, you'd know like, oh, I've heard this before. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's from like Booker T. Jones.
Well, I meant pineapple jalapeno is what I meant.
Pineapple jalapeno.
Yeah, sweet and spicy.
I could try that. I could see how that would be good.
It really complements itself. But also I truly feel like pineapple on pizza is like improv comedy where it can be done correctly, but most of the time you're disappointed.
That was a very good interpretation.
That's exactly how I feel.
I know my pizza game, so like I used to make pizzas, so I understand. That's crazy.
Sometimes people think like, oh, I can do that, and it's like, there's a science.
You can, but you got to know how to do it right, man. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So, what animal do you think would give the best massage?
What animal?
Yeah.
Would give the best massage.
If you're like, I've got my back's all knotted up. You're lying down on the table, and we're like, oh, well, luckily we have an orangutan. Okay. I like that.
I almost said silverback gorilla, but I feel like that would make your knot worse.
Yeah.
Or create another knot because they would know how hard
I gotta feel like,
you know what I'm saying?
Orangutans are also probably very strong.
Yeah, but they're more. I just don't see them being as aggressive as a silverback gorilla.
They seem nicer.
You know what I mean? Like a silverback gorilla probably would, like I said, definitely untie that knot, but maybe cause 3 other knots.
Yeah, and also just rearrange your spine.
Yeah, it'd be like medication. Like it's gonna help your kidney, but it's gonna fuck up your liver, heart, and lung too at the same time.
It's like, hey, your head's gonna sit on the back of your knee now.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, I guess that's what's going to happen.
Cool, but at least I won't have a knot in my back. Now I think the orangutan might be like, you know. Just,
I got you.
Yeah.
I've heard the one I went with recently was octopus because I feel like they would be pretty good. They've got the suction cups, lots of arms, probably work multiple places, at the same time.
They don't have a vertebrae, do they?
No, they're pretty.
They're like jellyfish.
I think so.
That's what I call weak men. Weak people sometimes.
Jellyfish.
I'm like, you're just fucking jellyfish, dude. You don't have any vertebrae, dude. No spine, no backbone, nothing to stand on.
You just dry out on the beach.
Dry out on the beach?
Dried out on the beach. That's right. That's what a jellyfish would do.
Let's go jellyfishing, Patrick.
Let's go jellyfishing. Ooh, best conspiracy theory?
Oh, my God. I love conspiracy theories.
I thought you might. I thought you were a conspiracy guy.
Ah, fuck. The magic bullet is the first one that comes to mind.
That's a good one. The fact that that was the first time. Do you think it was the first time that they gave out an explanation and the entire public went, what? Or do you think that's just the biggest one that we know about? Do you think that way back in the day they were giving out like theories like, oh no, this is what happened. And the public's like, can you believe that they're trying to say this?
Kinda, because
Or do you
like
think this was the first?
during the other wars, I know this isn't a war that the magic bullet is based around, but like during like World War One, there was like 3 stages that it took for us to officially be like, all right, we gotta get involved with this shit. You know what I mean? And I think the second one too, they were like, Hitler's doing this over here, like, and it took a minute for us to be like, they're not fucking with us. We're not gonna get involved. And then after a while, at some point, we just kept getting involved in shit.
Well, they see, so like they knew, like the attack on Pearl Harbor, they knew it was gonna happen, and they told people, and people were like, no, it's not. Just don't worry about it. Like,
so could that be a conspiracy slash?
That's one of the ones that I think. I mean, that
the earliest one, and
we
then
could
the one
have
that popped
prevented
off?
that.
Okay,
but we were like, hey, we need this.
But could we have prevented Kennedy from getting his head blown off?
I mean, I think a lot of people think so. I think a lot of people think.
I mean, a bubble top would have, which was his call. But you're right.
Yeah, but also I feel like the government was behind that assassination too. So
I think more the mob. Now
really?
that we're on the conspiracy tip.
I think they were. Do you think they were in cahoots?
No, but. Man, maybe to a certain degree, because everything has levels.
Yeah.
In my opinion, as far as conspiracy is concerned, like everything, there's levels to shit. So like, I think that there were levels of it. I think that his dad, being involved with the mob long before they were even, whenever his kids were babies, or even born.
Because they were bootleggers, right?
He was, Jack Kennedy was a bootlegger for sure, and he was involved with the mob. And then when he severed ties. He probably still kept a couple ties and was like, yo, I want my kids to be involved with politics. He was like, all right, bet. We'll help fund him. We'll help get your boy elected. And they definitely do with Jack Kennedy. And once Jack Kennedy gets elected, or John Kennedy gets elected, who is his attorney general? Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
It was his brother, Robert Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, Robert. Yeah. So, I don't know why I was thinking. I was trying to think of the guy who did the trial for his assassination.
Oh,
the guy,
that was
Kevin Costner played him in the movie. I can't remember.
Jim Garrison?
Yeah, something like that.
That's in the JFK movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Oliver Stone
Yeah,
film?
Anyway, back to what you said.
Back to what I was saying.
So
Robert Kennedy was the attorney general, and then he starts leading this crusade on the mob of like, we got to get mobsters and we got to, indict them and all of that. So then my theory is that like, they went back to his dad and was like, yo, what the fuck is your son doing? Like, we help one of your boys get elected. The other boys over here running a crusade and indictments on us. You better do something or we will type shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then they didn't listen.
And he's like, oh, I'll figure it out. And he definitely didn't. He kept with the indictments. And they're like, all right, well, that's it for the president. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're right. I bet you there's probably more to that than we think. But
that's just obviously one layer in conspiracy of it. And
I know.
And they use because who they use to do it, like Lee Harvey Oswald, everybody's like we're the American public supposed to believe that he acted alone with one rifle, an old school World War II rifle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fired 3 shots within less than 8 seconds. They had 10 snipers of the top in the world try to reenact the same shit. Could none of them reenact it, right?
Yeah.
And it was like
not
we're supposed
possible.
to believe that he did it with just one. It was just that day and that fate. No, I'm sorry. Then you got the grassy knoll theory where somebody was like,
do you know that that's rumored that Woody Harrelson's dad was involved because he was a hitman for the mob?
I knew that. I didn't. Yeah. I think I may have vaguely heard that he was involved with Kennedy's assassination as well. That's crazy. He was the dude behind the grassy knoll.
Yeah. I was trying to turn it into a joke, but I couldn't get it ever to work. But it's just like, imagine you growing up and your dad was rumored to have killed
a president.
Yeah, like your dad's rumored to be a hitman. Like, could he tell you anything? You know, like, could he discipline you at all? Like, I don't know. Like,
you discipline yourself.
Yeah, I guess you're like, I don't want
any
dad to get
ideas.
involved.
I don't want any.
I don't want dad to
smoke.
get involved. I don't want it. Maybe that's what it is.
You
Yeah, if your
yourself
dad's a
at that
hitman,
point.
you're probably not stepping on too many cracks.
Because
You know?
Woody Harrelson's like a nomad. Like he's a
Yeah.
fucking, you know what I mean? He does this shit, but he lives off in the fucking mountains
You mean a moving target?
Yeah.
He just grew up doing this, like
constantly.
yeah. He's just terrified, like he's gonna catch a stray bullet on the way.
Dad, I got straight A's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, like I mean, my whole angle was like, oh, Woody, your teacher called. She wants to know why you think it's okay to act like a clown in class. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, that's weird, Dad, because Walter Cronkite called and he wants to know if you killed the president. I just can't imagine ever like talking seriously with my parents when in the back of my mind I'm like, did you kill the president?
You have like 7 bodies on your hands.
Did you kill the president?
A minimal of, at least.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
Can you imagine? And the what's his like in The Godfather or whatever, where at the end where the wife comes in and she's like, Michael, do you work for the mob? And he's like, don't ask me about my business.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this one time you can ask me about my business, just once. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, that's my answer. That's I already have my answer. Yeah. You don't need. Don't
ask me about my business.
Yeah. Don't ask me about my business.
I'm not Sammy the Bull. Don't fucking ask me if I've killed people before.
Yeah.
I'm not on an indictment right now.
Yeah. Remember that whole time how I had to run to Italy when we were dating? I wonder why that was.
Dating?
Yeah.
Not even married yet. When we were dating?
Yeah. Remember the time the chief of police head exploded in that Italian restaurant and then I had to disappear for 2 years? I wonder where I was. I wonder what that was about.
I was working on our engagement.
Yeah. I was working on me.
Yeah. I was doing me.
I was eat, pray, loving my way through Italy after I killed 6 people.
Hashtag doing me.
Hashtag doing me. I went through a real white cake, white icing phase. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Don't forget our vanilla icing.
Conspiracy theory that I'm into is dragons. Dragons are real. Yeah. Okay. I'm on board with it because
Komodo dragons are real. So
yes, but I think that they were like real fire-breathing dragons because
like from Shrek.
Yeah, but like less
Donkey's girlfriend.
Sexualized,
obviously.
So, yeah,
but like,
but hotter. Like no,
way more sexy.
What if I went that way? Way sexier.
Way more sexy.
Way more into donkeys. Way
so
more.
Like.
So no, like I think they were. Yeah. No, I think dragons were real because they have. Think about it. We know that birds are related to dinosaurs, right? Mm. And birds' bones don't fossilize because they're hollow. They're like porous, which is why they're so light. Why they can fly. So if a dragon's bones were like that, they wouldn't fossilize either, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe that's why we don't have any evidence of dragons existing because all the bones have deteriorated. But if you look at like all the ancient civilizations all around the same time periods, they couldn't communicate to each other, but they all have drawings of dragons. So it's like, how did everybody get this concept?
Okay.
I'm down. I'm with that.
Each like generation has a different drawing of a dragon.
Well, like all over the world, like Japanese culture has dragons, ancient English culture has dragons.
Like ancient Godzilla would be their dragon.
Maybe, but if you look, I mean, like you look at like a Japanese dragon, and it's like long and squiggly, and it looks different. You know what I mean? And then an English dragon is huge and bulky and has giant wings. And then you look at a dragon from like a different, all like African cultures and Russian cultures. And it's like all of these cultures at the same time period had depictions of flying lizards that breathe fire. Mm. And so, I don't know.
Okay.
We could get deep into dragons.
I would much rather. I love me some dragons.
Yeah, I would rather live in a world where dragons had been real, right?
Are still currently real or had been real?
Had been real.
Okay.
I don't know if I want them to still. Yeah, if they came back, I think I'd be like, oh, I regret this decision.
Yeah, I was gonna say you call a venue like, yeah, I'm gonna be a little late. There's a fucking dragon roaming
rapping
in my neighborhood.
Yeah, just imagine calling my wife. The show got canceled. A dragon.
Luckily, the club got us a hotel room.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to be a little late. A dragon burnt down my Airbnb. So
I can see dragons being like the size of velociraptors.
Smaller.
You know what I mean? Just
smaller dragons. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you got your massive donkey girlfriend dragon, but like,
Right.
I just keep reverting back to Shrek because that's the only full blown. I mean, you got the cauldron, black cauldron dragon.
It is
It's a very iconic dragon.
Culturally significant dragon.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very culturally significant dragon. So I understand why
the go-to. So,
I mean, literally name a different dragon.
Pete's.
Good call. Good call. Pete's. Yeah, he did have a dragon. His dragon was weird, though.
Elliot, right?
Puff the Magic, right? There's another one.
All right. Wasn't
it's
there?
just this is the next 2 hours of podcast. We're just
naming
Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales. That was what I was thinking. I was like, it wasn't the one where they help kids read. It's Dragon Tales. Fuck yes.
Dragon Tales. Yeah. I was never really in. I missed that.
Me too.
Yeah.
My cousins were into that.
Good. Okay. What Olympic event would you be the best at? Like if the Olympics called right now and we're like, Chris, we need you to fill in. We lost all of our blank athletes. Which one would you be like, I got you? You could do summer or winter as well.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be.
Cool Runnings, Jamaican bobsled. No.
Bobsled? Okay.
No, I don't know. That was a joke. Fuck.
You could do it, though. I mean, if that's what the one you wanted to pick.
It's a good team aspect, because I thought shot put, but like the one that requires, like, I definitely could not run at this period. Like, they called right now, we'll book you a flight. There's no way in hell I'm running. But, doing deadlift or basketball or any type of shit, like, I would need a team aspect. As far as sports right now.
Well, what about like luge? Because that's basically one-man bobsled.
Is luge the? No, what's the shit where they shave the
curling?
Ice? Curling
with the brooms and the stone.
I could do that because I sweep a lot.
Yeah, you're a proficient sweeper.
I've been sweeping kitchens for years, so I feel like I'd be a beast curler.
I mean, why not? I feel like that's got to go into it, right?
Well, if you're
yeah,
at some point
that's got to be. I mean,
sweeping and mopping, you're basically doing that to the ice, right? You're shaving it.
Yeah, I think you did it. I think you crushed it. Yeah, curling team.
All right.
Who would you pick? I think you get 2 teammates, 2 other teammates.
I think it's
3 people on a team.
3 altogether. I think you're right.
Yeah. Who would you pick? Who would you pick on your team
as curlers?
Yeah. You have I don't know, probably somebody from Helium. You would need somebody else who's good with a broom.
Somebody from Helium, I would take my twin, for sure.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
My twin.
You need someone who would be
steady. Shout out to Trace. Love you, twin.
You'd have somebody that's steady, like on the ice.
Somebody steady on the ice.
Maybe Darnell.
Do I have to pick somebody from Helium?
I feel like Darnell would be a good one. Do
I have to pick somebody from Helium?
No, you can pick whoever you want. But
what's homie that plays hockey? Pat Maroon.
Yeah.
Isn't that the hockey player?
I think so. Yeah.
Patrick Maroon.
Yeah.
Or Maroon, something like that. I would choose him.
You're talking about Patrick Mahomes the whole time, and we're just like, yeah, that's him. No.
The fucking football player
that
was just that just won the Super Bowl. I'm not that out of touch. I know you asked about football, but like I'm not, oblivious. But like I like the Super Bowls and shit. Like I like the major games.
Yeah, I like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow
going to. I like going to games because it's a vibe.
I don't like.
No, watching that shit on TV is like watching paint dry to me.
I don't get obsessed over teams or players and stats, but I like the game. I like the sport.
The competitiveness.
And I know the rules, and I understand it well enough that I can have fun while I'm watching it if I'm with a bunch of people. Like, I like going and watching sports at people's houses, but I don't like not a huge fan of...
You just sit there on Sunday and you're like, shut up, babe, the game's on.
Yeah.
You've never been that guy.
No.
In your man cave? What did that say about movies?
Who would be the best at playing you in a movie? Like, if you had to cast somebody to be you, the Christopher story.
I don't know, man. I'm still making that movie. I'm still living.
Well, I know you, but like so far.
So far?
Yeah.
Uh,
Denzel Washington.
That was my goat. That was exactly what I was thinking.
I thought so. I could see it in your eye. I could picture him in
Denzel fucking Washington.
right above your head in a little thought bubble was just a picture of Denzel.
Just like,
yeah,
with his little pucker. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I got shot. I'm gonna get out. I want to make it out of the hospital. We're gonna get back to work. Yeah. No, I don't. Hi. Who's like I don't know. Maybe Omar. Not Omar. Amari Hardwick, I think his name is.
Okay.
Or Shamir Moore.
Okay.
Moore.
Yeah.
Dude from
Criminal Minds.
That, and I think he was in some soap operas, and he was definitely in Diary of a Black Woman. Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
I picked the whitest thing that he's ever done.
Shamir Moore, naturally, but it's okay.
Yeah, but of course.
Isn't that his name, Shamir Moore? I don't want to be too white with it as well.
No. He's in SWAT now, right?
Okay, Shamir Moore.
Yeah.
I would say him or Amari. I keep saying Omar. Amari Hardwick. Because they're like fairly. I had to pick somebody light skinned. Because obviously I would love for Denzel to play me, but he's did Malcolm X and, so many other iconic roles.
It's your world.
It is my world.
It's your world.
I just thought from a directorial standpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I get what you mean.
I like the aspect of making movies too versus being in them. So like, obviously, I was like, I'll play me in the movie, but like that's not an option. So you have to like somebody take the reins and do you. So who would you have that could hold you down?
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I would
Obviously,
love to have
Denzel,
Wesley Snipes play me
for sure. See?
Yeah, because he's cool.
Yeah.
But
he's that dude.
I know everybody when they go watch it and be like, this seems
a little. This seems like they took some creative liberties.
Yeah, is this? It's kind of like third-party blackface. Like you can't.
Third-party blackface. This is what the Eric Rustler wanted to be.
Yeah, that's the name of the movie. Eric Rustler, third-party blackface.
Third-party blackface.
Be like,
awesome.
Something about this seems off to me. What would be the best way for the world to end? Lizard people.
The best way?
Yeah, the best way for the world to end. Lizard people, asteroid, alien invasion, killer robots, or the Yellowstone earthquake.
Oh, lizard people and robots are out of the question because those are like those two entities taking over.
Yeah.
So the world's not necessarily over and ending. It's just the new world order with those two things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Reigning, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
If the world is ending, I would have to go with either the asteroid or the earthquake.
Yeah. I think the asteroid would
either
be
kaboom, boom, pow, wipe me out, or
it would be 100%.
We feel it rumble.
Quick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It would be quick. I do like that aspect of it. This, the volcano, the super volcano, that's what it was, not earthquake.
Was it like on the level of Mount Vesuvius that you're thinking of?
Kind of.
Where like it just erupts.
Well, if you look
we're all screwed.
If you look
Mount
at this
Pompeii.
map, everything in the purple and pink, you're instantly dead. But everything out here, outside of the orange, is like, hey, you're going to survive X number of months, right?
So where do you go?
Where would I go?
Africa? You go closer to the equator?
Yeah, probably Mexico. I'm learning Spanish, so I feel like I would.
Well, see, look.
No, you're down. You're down here.
Look, the orange is already tapping into Texas.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't go past Texas.
You said for months, you'd say in the yellow.
Yeah, see, like we're right here in St. Louis.
I would go to Africa.
So
you're right, Mexico.
We would survive the blast.
Okay.
We would be good for probably 6 months here, before like famine and starvation got to us. But I would go to Mexico. That's
okay.
I feel like they're in a pretty safe spot.
What color would
that be?
It's
a little bit warmer.
A little warmer.
A little warmer. I do think that we would probably have the best bet against lizard people. Like if lizard people came out of the ground and they're like, we're taking over, I feel like we could fight back.
You would the fuck you are. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we would have more luck against lizard people than robots.
Right.
Don't you?
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying in that aspect.
But also think about it. Like during the winter, lizard people wouldn't be able to do shit.
No. You said
It'd be
world
too cold.
end, and I was like, oh, the world's completely ending?
I just mean like apocalyptic disaster.
Oh,
Maybe
well,
not
yeah,
world. Maybe not world ending, but like.
That gives me iRobot vibes.
Yeah.
Just on some like, it is not safe to leave your house now. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like, I'm gonna go to work, and they're like, nope, stay indoors.
Yeah, I would be more terrified of killer robots than lizard people.
Same.
I think.
Because again, lizard people are mammals like us.
You can kill it.
Yeah.
Well, not mammals, but like I know what you mean. They're
reptiles. Excuse me.
Yeah. But they're killable. They bleed. You know what I mean? But like a robot.
I'm sorry. I'm tripping. He said, well, not mammals, but yeah.
Yeah. The other day I heard somebody say that somebody was making fun of somebody else and they said, you look like you breastfeed peacocks. And it's a good joke. And it made me laugh. But then I had to pull him aside later and be like, you know, peacocks are birds, right? And they don't breastfeed. They're born out of eggs. Like, just I have to know.
I have to let you know.
I have to know that you know this. Like, I'm so sorry. I would love to let you just let this be a joke, but I like, also you're 35 years old, and I feel like you need to know that birds don't have breast milk.
Not do these types
There's
of
no
things.
breast milk.
I think I'm gonna eat an edible, dude. You want an edible?
I'm good. You like Dragon Ball? You like anime?
My roommate loves anime. My good friend and roommate he has an immaculate anime collection.
I'm a huge anime person. I can't help it. My wife makes fun of me.
Yeah.
She thinks it's a little weird, but
How heavy?
Well, I grew up.
Anime? I know of it.
I grew up with it. I used to watch it when I would go to my grandmother's house because she'd fall asleep, and I could watch whatever I wanted to. And so that's what always took over late at night.
Was anime like Adult Swim type shit?
Yeah. So I started with like, and I did some like after school, like Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that. But late at night was that's when it would really come on. And you'd be like, oh, you get to learn stuff. What would be the best type of Thanksgiving? Like the full meal with the bird and all of the sides and stuff like that? Or you want like a finger food, like appetizer situation? Or do you just want to like, let's just get some burgers and fries and pizza and watch football?
Because I don't do that. Remember?
Yeah. No, I know. That's why. But I just mean like, what would you, if you had to pick?
What's the middle one?
The middle one's just like appetizers, like finger foods.
That would be gangster.
Yeah.
But no, I really thoroughly enjoy the stuffing and the turkey.
Yeah.
All of that aspect. The cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes, sweet potato pie.
Oh, I know.
All of the Thanksgiving entities.
It's
only on that day.
Yeah. You can't eat.
Custom. You
I
can't
feel
eat
like
stuffing and turkey.
Yeah, exactly. You can't eat stuffing.
July.
You can't eat stuffing in April.
No. People be like, what's wrong with you?
November only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. I've tried this before where you don't do the full meal. You just do like snacks and stuff.
What if those turkeys were what if those were turkey kebabs?
I mean, they'd probably taste pretty good.
And it was like sweet potatoes dip. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just going crazy.
What's the best way to spend Black Friday? Are you going out shopping and fighting people? Are you just like curling up in front of the TV?
Physically assaulting people?
Yeah. Are you, fighting cops, watching old movies, or just plowing into the leftovers?
I'm doing all three minus the fighting of the police.
Minus the cocoa? Oh, okay. Minus the fighting of the police. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't drink cocoa either. But, I'll drink coffee. But, I love coffee, actually. But, I would eat some leftovers for sure. watch some movies, or if I'm not working, or I go out after everybody's fought already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After the like I go after
Think
the
of the
smoke
scraps.
is after the smoke is cleared from the aftermath, because I like DVDs and shit. So like I like all the weird shit nobody's really fighting over.
Yeah.
So I can maneuver in between people. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh look, $2 DVD. Let me grab that real quick. You know?
Is that that's your apocalypse like plan as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna wait it out. Wait a week or two, then
For
go
sure.
out. Let everybody else die off first. So you're okay.
Just stay at home and smoke a bunch of weed and watch some shit go down. All right.
So
Now let's see. Probably pull the Bill Murray from Zombieland. Dress up like a zombie and just
hang out with them.
Yeah. Go out so I can go out amongst public and see how everything is. Play stupid because I'm not. I only play dumb on TV.
Well, I promise. If it happens, I promise to wave at you first before I shoot. To be like,
Please.
"Hey, are you still with us?" And then if you wave back, I'll be like,
I'll go. Give you a
"Hey, it's still me." Best pizza topping. I'm assuming.
Topping?
Yeah, we already talked about it a little bit with salty and sweet and spicy and sweet.
Pineapples and
yeah,
peppers.
but do you have one that you always go with?
On my pizza, chicken.
Really?
Because I see meats here, so like that would be my go-to.
Well, you don't. I mean, I always pepperoni, sausage, and cheese are like the big three.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So of these three, I would just do cheese, but I would do chicken, green pepper, pineapple. Is like the trifecta of three toppings I usually always go with.
That sounds pretty good.
Also any type of veggies.
Sometimes you can trade out the red sauce for like an Alfredo.
That and chicken and a little bit of onion is fucking incredible.
It's so good with a little bit, and I sometimes would put mushrooms on there too.
Oh man,
mushrooms, chicken.
Yes.
Yep.
The fucking Alfredo pizza.
Yep. Oh yeah.
They are delicious.
The first time, so my wife and I, when we were dating, we didn't live anywhere close to each other, so sometimes I would order her pizza and have it delivered to her house. And I used to like put stuff that I liked on there, and she was like, "You like weird pizza? Can you just get me normal, like regular pizza?" And I was like,
"Pepperoni
fine.
and sausage pizza."
Yeah, I was like, "Fine, whatever." And then one time, once after we got married, I was like, "Babe, I want to order pizza, but I want to order something I want," and I got a chicken Alfredo. And she's like, how come you've never done this before? And I'm like, well, you told me you didn't like weird.
Why wasn't this one of your weird pizzas that you gave me?
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, I didn't know that you liked this stuff. Ooh, best invention of all time. Indoor plumbing, the wheel, or the iPhone?
Indoor plumbing.
Yeah, I think it's severely underrated. I think it's
the iPhones. We can do with that.
No. That's a trap answer. When I put that on there just to see if people even think about what they're saying. Because if you say the iPhone, you're clearly you didn't put any thought into it whatsoever.
You've been lost.
You've been lost.
Several years of your life. You've had. You're very entitled, and you use a Keurig machine.
Don't get me wrong. It's good. I spend a lot of time on my phone, probably more than I should.
No, I have one right here.
Definitely.
See, a brand new one.
Yeah.
Well, for me, brand new one. 14. A big upgrade from my 8. But
oh, wow. Yeah, you did.
I had an 8, and then I was like, I need a new phone. And I was due for an upgrade, and I got one. And I jumped like 7 generations. So
probably like relearning how to use it.
I definitely am. They had to explain it to me. I was like, "There's no home screen button."
Yeah, where's the button? No, the toilet.
Indoor plumbing.
Yeah, for sure. I bet you the number of people.
All the festivals I go to and shit, like with just the porta potties and everything. Like, no, yeah.
I bet you indoor plumbing. I mean, cut down on diseases. Cut down on. I mean, the number of people that have died from wildlife attacks went down drastically the minute indoor plumbing.
Really?
Because when are you more vulnerable than when you're going to the bathroom? You know? Now imagine you have to do it in the woods, like what's behind me, and a bear just smells you doing your business.
Your shit, yeah.
Yeah. You're getting mauled.
Damn,
You're
really
getting
are.
mauled. What are you going to do? Your
the
pants
woods,
are around
yeah.
your ankles. They come up from behind you. You didn't know them. And then, I bet you people got trampled. I bet people got eaten. And then the moment indoor plumbing came out, I bet you a lot of bears probably starved.
Damn.
Wolves.
A lot of bears starved.
Probably.
Well, they have the...
They
have what's on the side of me, which is, the stream.
Yeah. They had to go back to eating salmon deer and stuff like that. They're like, oh, this is so much harder.
Fuck, I wish people would just
there used
come
to be
shit out in the
pooping
woods
humans
again.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Now it's gone. Now they only get a couple hunters every year.
The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days when people... Do humans shit in the woods? Oh, here we go. All right. Best instrument.
Of these three?
Of these three. Drums, guitar, piano.
Drums.
Yeah, exactly. Drums are...
Drums.
If you say piano or guitar, I don't trust you.
I mean, the other two are essential and very, very vital to...
I'm not saying
good composition.
I'm not saying
the
that
drum
they're not.
is literally it's
the first.
It is what everything is based around.
It's the first
it's
instrument.
The bass. It's the heart. It's the fucking beat.
The
the
first
rhythm of life.
The first instrument was someone slapping their thighs. Drums were the first, and then probably moved on to some type of animal skin.
What's the stereotypical Native American thing where they're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of shit where they're drumming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Africa,
Drums.
they have remember in Get Him to the Greek where he's like, I just stand here and play the drums and do the Africa guy face. Yeah.
That was so great.
Drums. I'm gonna have to say drums.
I agree with you.
Who's your favorite drummer?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Drummers.
I don't even know that many drummers. I know what's his name, John Bonham. Is he he's supposed to be a good drummer?
Who was he the drummer for?
I don't know. I just hear his name a lot.
Okay. I know mine would be Travis Barker.
I saw him one time.
Me
I went
too.
to a Lil Wayne concert and he opened for Lil Wayne.
You saw Lil Wayne and Travis Barker. So you saw Travis Barker solo.
Yeah.
I was blessed to see him with Blink-182.
Oh, that's cool.
So I saw that. I'm gonna say Roger Taylor from Queen. To go back to Queen, he was Queen's drummer, and
the only other drummer I could probably name is Questlove, just because he's on Jimmy Fallon.
That's the third one.
I mean, I know the Roots.
That's the third one for sure, man.
Yeah, I see.
Questlove. An honorable mention to Taylor. I feel like Hawkins.
Yeah, he
Taylor
died.
Hawkins. He died 2 years ago, I think. I'm going to give an honorable mention to him, Taylor Hawkins. From,
That's bad. That's bad. All I know about him is that he died.
Oh, well, then we have to. Well, then if we're going to mention Taylor Hawkins, I'll go top 5. Then we have to say fucking David Grohl then, because he was the drummer for Nirvana.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That
not a lot of people don't know that.
Imagine what it's like.
Comeback of the century, bro.
To be in Nirvana. And it's not even the highlight of your career.
No.
That's insane, isn't it?
Well, that's like Dr. Dre. That was like one of the highlights of his career.
Yeah.
Because Dre reinvented himself like 5-6 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was in the World Class Wrecking Crew, and then it was NWA.
Yep.
And then he was in Death Row with that era. And then he started Interscope, or signed with Interscope, and started Aftermath, and where he signed Eminem, and then he had that whole era. And then he made Dre Beats, you know what I mean? And then he had that whole takeover. Like, he's just continued to elevate. So, like, that's the same thing with fucking David Grohl, where you're like, all right, you started as probably some random band in college. Then you link up with Nirvana, and you fucking take over. And then Nirvana ends, and you're like, well, what are we going to do now? Well, I got it. Watch this. Mm-hmm. You fucking start Foo Fighters. And, you know what I mean?
And
they're
explode.
still going.
And just keep going.
That's insane.
It is.
Shout out to David Grohl, dude.
Shout out David Grohl. And I heard he can cook barbecue like crazy.
I can see that. Have you ever seen Studio 666?
No.
That's the little horror comedy movie that they made.
Yeah.
It was still with Taylor when he was still with us. Like it's fucking hilarious. It really is.
I gotta check that out. It's got Whitney Cummings in it too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I remember her promoting it and stuff.
Yeah, it shows like the cool side of David Grohl, because I hear he's like a really, really nice guy, but like it shows him as like we were talking, like polar to his character of like he's just a total asshole, and it's fucking awesome.
That's funny.
You know,
that's pretty cool.
Not what you expect from David Grohl.
Drums. So drums. No, last thing I always ask people is, what's the best way to fix this podcast? What would you add to it if you could? Take away.
Some pictures.
Pictures?
More, maybe like when you come in, just a couple pictures of like, yo, this person. I don't know. Or shit that like.
I like it. Yeah.
I do love the question aspect. I'm ready for a couple more questions, actually, if you have the time.
Yeah, I can do a couple more if you want.
The questions aspect is super dope. I don't know. It's. I think you pretty much got something going for sure.
I'm trying. I don't know.
What did Guy Tori say? You're doing it, man. I don't want to hear that trying shit.
That's true. That's true. I got to stop doing that.
Shout out to Guy. He said, yeah, I mean, you're doing it. That's a cop-out, nigga.
Yeah, he was like, stop saying you're trying. You're
doing it.
You're doing it.
I had to talk myself out of it earlier.
All right, I'm sorry.
I was like, I think I'm going to do I'm going to do the homies podcast later. Like I had to re-talk myself out of it. It's like I think I'm going to. No, you're going to do this.
It's fun, man. You know? I like doing it. I like hanging out with people, getting to know them.
It's fun as fuck. I love it.
And it's just.
I watch podcasts a lot.
Yeah.
So they're fun. So like
it's just something to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
One of my favorites is Drink Champs.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I realized like the amount of podcasts I consume has gone down.
Well, that makes sense. You're focused on yours.
Yeah. Which I know I used to love watching podcasts. There's a bunch of them out there that I wish I could get back in and caught up on, but I spend a lot of my time on this now, so I don't know.
It makes sense.